Okay, this is SOL A.10. The student will compare and contrast multiple univariate data sets using box and whisker plots. So this whole thing is about analyzing box and whisker plots. Alright, before we do this problem, real quick, I just want to review the parts of a box and whisker plot. So remember the lowest point, the lowest whisker is the minimum. The highest point, the upper whisker, is the maximum. The box makes up the lower quartile and the upper quartile, and the line in the middle is the median. Okay, remember the box and whisker plot will never tell us anything about mean. The range, remember you're going to take the highest minus the lowest point. The interquartile range, you're going to take the upper part of the box minus the lower part of the box. Okay, so for this question, the box and whisker plot shows a number of hours spent on the internet by male and female students in a course class. So there are 20 male students, 32 female students. What is the total number of students that spend fewer than 8 hours a week on the internet? Okay, so keep in mind, no matter what the box and whisker plot looks like, each part is 25% of the data. Okay? Fewer than 8 hours a week is going to be here. And in both cases, that's 25% of the data, because less than goes this way. So you're just asking yourself, what's 25% of 20? Well, a fourth of 20 is 5. And then what's 25% of 32? Well, 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. Okay, a baker recorded the number of batches of cookies he made in each of 7 days. The box and whisker plot summarizes his data. He baked 20 batches of cookies on the 8th day. If he redraws the box and whisker plot to include this data, which statement comparing the new box and whisker plot to the original box and whisker plot is not true? Okay, they love questions like this. So if they're in some way telling you that the data has changed, think about where it's going to go on the plot. So 20 would be all the way up here. Okay, that's definitely going to shift the upper extreme, or the maximum. Definitely going to shift the upper quartile. Alright, the only thing it's not going to mess with is the bottom of the box down here. So the median increased, yes. The lower extreme increased, no, that can't be true. Just by adding something to the maximum isn't going to change the lowest number of cookies that he baked. So I'm going to say B, but let's just make sure. Upper extreme increased, yeah, that makes sense that this would shift up. And the value of the interquartile range increased. That also makes sense, because if that's moving up, you're going to get a bigger number in here. Okay, so when you see this question, they're usually going to change something that makes sense. So either adding to the upper extreme, adding to the lower extreme, or adding something to the median, where it's like, adding more days where he baked 8 cookies. That's not going to change much of anything, because the median was already there. Okay, so just keep in mind. And if it helps you, you could even kind of sketch yourself a new box and whisker plot, right? Think about how they're made. Upper extreme, lower extreme. Then to find the upper quartile and lower quartile, you found the median of that data. So if you're adding numbers to that, it's going to shift where the median falls. Okay, so that's actually it for this section.